Heidi ho, I am Doog. It is time to do some summoning. I am going on blue and green here because I would really like to get a green and I would kind of like to get Lyon. And so yeah, we'll see how this goes. I've got 449 orbs. I'm willing to go down to I don't know. I'd only really budgeted 200 for this. So, you start off with, maybe 250. So, what is it, down to about 200 orbs? And we start off with reposition fodder. I also like colorless on this banner, but I gotta kind of pick and choose where I spend my orbs. And so, yeah, there you go. Have to give up on Wind Kagero and the Myrrh that I probably would slot in for. I've got a double Teehee that I use sometimes as a Far Savior, and she's not very good at it anymore. Myrrh would probably be better, but it's not really not going to be an option, I guess. So, yeah. So this banner, the Igrene, is really the unit that I'm really hoping to get because I think I would use frequently on defensive lines. Right now, really the only unit that consistently can get an AoE off is Legendary Lylina, and I guess also her Bride's version. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe I should use her occasionally. But both of them have the problem that they don't actually, I don't think they have 150% of the damage, and that's just kind of turns me off. So here I'm like, oh man, I should just spend the 3 orbs just for that possibility, but unless I get a pity breaker before that, it's not really my cup of tea. So I guess I'm just going to keep on. I'm going to give up on the 3 orb summon, which the 3 orb summon, when you get something, it feels good, Usually you don't get anything, but you're like, hey, only 3 orbs to get my pity breaker, to get my pity rate slightly up. So yeah. So how's the state of the game going right now? That is kind of one of the big things. There was a video going around a while back, and somebody basically saying why he'd quit. And there were 2 reasons that he really stressed throughout the video. And the first one is that Emblem Ike is terrible. And I'm going to absolutely second that. Emblem Ike is the most boring unit in this game, and it's doing really bad things to the gameplay because most AR matches are, at least from a defensive standpoint, it's like, do you beat their Emblem Ike or not? And if you beat it, you win, and if you don't beat it, you lose. And it's not very interesting. From an offensive standpoint, if you're like, oh, you're bitter because you don't have Emblem Ike, okay, that is true that I am bitter that I don't have Emblem Ike, but I also wouldn't use him even if I did have him because I don't like tanking strategies. I don't think they're as consistent as hit and run and even to some extent Gale Force strats. So yeah, just not what I want to be running. So he's terrible. He makes everything, it just flattens the entire game. I guess for a new player who's just like, oh, I got this really good unit and now I can win everything, I guess that's good from that perspective in the game, but no, on the whole, I'm like, this is just garbage. The other thing that interlocutor he identified as being kind of junk in the game right now is just the complexity. And I'll say I've been playing since second day of this game came out, and I don't read the skills anymore. I don't really know what they're doing. It's just so much text and so much things to keep track of. It's more like, okay, do I get the kill or not? If I do, great. If I don't, sometimes I try and figure out why, and other times I'm like, okay, I got to try a different strategy, but read the skills? No, I don't do that. So, yeah, I agree very much with both of those those issues with the game. One of them, I think, is actually kind of potentially fun for new players. The other one, yeah, if you're a new player, you've got to really want to figure out what's going on in this game because it's not clear. Back-to-back Basilio. One of the more worthless units in this game. I don't think his fodder is good. I don't think you can build him into something that's all that useful. Yeah, just not a fan. So why am I actually still playing? And I do wonder that frequently. Part of it is I still enjoy Aether Raids. It's a good mode. I enjoy kind of going through other people's teams and like how do I attack that? How do I build up my teams to have good likelihood of being able to get a win? And then the other thing about it is when you do beat an Emblem Ike, oh man, it feels good. It's just like, yeah, you thought that person coming out and doing whatever was going to be useful. No, I crush you. So that's why I would like Desert Igrene, is I think she would be useful in those things. And maybe Emblem or Valentine's Lyon as well. The other thing that is kind of a minor thing, but I invested really heavily into Claude, Legendary Claude, and he should be getting his refine in August. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now, so far this year, I've been very disappointed by the refines. Sigurd's refine, there were 3 things he needed. He needed Canto, he needed damage reduction piercing, and he needed to get basically special jump, and he got none of those. So it was like, well, that was just a terrible refine. Or he got one of them. He did get Canto. So it's just like, yeah, that doesn't really make him relevant. Byleth refine I was fine with. Regan's, yeah, that was also a bunch of garbage. She is marginally better. There was a time when I had not actually given her the refine and I missed a kill by like 1 HP. And I was just like, oh, I really should give her that refine. But, okay, sweet. Down 1. Good. What do we got here? I'm really glad I got him now because I got so many plus speed. Okay, that is clutch. Plus speed minus res. This is absolutely never going to be a unit I use Trait Fruit on. He's gonna dominate with that kit. I got so many Dimitris on the Hero Rises. I just went up to the first spark. I got 5 Dimitris. I was cool with the first one. I was like, okay, on the second one. And after that, I was like, just please stop. Give me something else. I want Claude. I would like merges on Alir. I would like merges on Peony. No. More Dimitris. I actually got 1 Peony. But, yeah, that was a little thin there. So, good Pity Breaker. Glad to have Lyon. He is one of the most dominant units in the game, even with Breath of Life 4 having come in to make me sad. It's he still is going to get a lot of kills for me, I think, if I actually use him. Not the Emerin that I'm so trying to get. She's not on this banner, but Mini Emerin is, I think, way up my list of units that I would like to get. But where was I on why I'm still playing? So yes, the Claude refine. So having just gotten Lyon, I would love the Claude refine to have the burn damage and the, turning off another unit that Lyon has. Those seem like very Claude things to me. I also think he should get special jump and Canto. And yeah, I'd be happy with those 4 things being added to him collectively. Greedy? Yes, absolutely. But last year, Crom fans had to spend a long time waiting to get what they actually wanted, to get their refine. And I feel like he got a fantastic refine. And if I can get a fantastic refine on my Claude, that would be nice. Good old Selkie. She does have a 300 scoring A skill if I was in need of those. Yeah. Just curious. Plus HP, yeah, you're not going to be sticking around. So yeah, I would like a just off-the-hook refine for Claude. Incidentally, he's going to be in season throughout July, which could be really painful if he's been struggling recently, and it's just he just can't get kills, and enough other units have DR piercing, so he's just like, yeah, my whatever thing. Oh, I do not have her. This is Selena, I think. Yeah, cool. Not the blue unit that I wanted to get, but yeah, her era in the game I think has come to an end. So she's not getting trait fruit. But yeah, interesting unit. She'll be fun to play around with. And it builds up my pity rate. That's the best way to build up your pity rate, is new 5 stars in the falling star pool. So yeah, but the biggest reason that I'm still playing is basically I set goals for myself. So I wanted to get a gold throne every week that they were available this year, and so far so good on that. And I wanted to stay in tier 21 every week this year, and I'm at 25 for 26. I fell out in Dimitri's season, just could not get the score I wanted. It was disappointing, but things happen, you know. It's kind of something that I can now build for in the future, getting more score on Dimitri, so that this is actually the second time I've missed out on a crown because I didn't have enough score on Dimitri. So when he comes up in a year and a half from now, if I'm still playing, got to make sure to have that score available. I'd really like blue stones. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if I could get a blue stone. What do we have here? Lena. Oh, that's 300 feathers, right? So yeah, you can still win as a free-to-play person and without too much hair pulling and angst. Fargus has been a great unit for me. I'm very glad I invested in him. And, I've got other legendaries that are up plus 10, Leaf, Claude, and Sigurd. So essentially they're score bots right now, except for Leaf. Leaf actually still crushes things. But the other two are basically score bots. But I can stay in tier 21 as long as I have the legendary that's in season, unless it's Dimitri. So I'm enjoying that. I guess another thing is I'm missing one legendary. It's Deirdre, and I'm going to try and summon for her next month. So there's things I have still to look forward to. Although apparently not getting a green. Man, this is vexing. Oh, golly, I hadn't thought about that. Sorry, you're going to have to watch this. I guess I could cut it out. Manage barracks, create combat manual. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Y'all become combat manuals. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guess I had not turned that Murdoch into a combat manual before. Slipping. Kind of curious why. Maybe I already got the Selkie. Whatever the case, she was supposed to become a combat manual. Okay, back to the main event, the summoning. So yeah, there are still things for me to look forward to. I still feel some sense of accomplishment in, going forward with the competitive modes that I play, and I'm still getting the rewards without having to put too much of my life into it. There are times when I find myself playing Tempest Trials for like 2 hours in a day, and I'm like, I have other things I want to do with life. Like, I don't care about the hero merit and the feathers, you know, like, I'm just kind of wasting time. I shouldn't do that. Myrrh. Pitybreaker Myrrh. I mean, that's actually a pretty good IV on her. It's not a bad thing to have her. It's a good thing to have her. Would have preferred the Igrene, but this is a good thing. Only cost me 1 point on the Pitybreaker. Still going to go on colorless as the extra color, just because that Kagero would kind of be nice, and well, I don't really have any other reasons. I guess it's because I can't take summoning another Dimitri. That would hurt me, and the red is just a totally uninteresting to me. I already have Wind. Who is that? Wind Dagger, and I don't need more copies of her. And then the Seedall, I don't have him, but I don't really think it's a very good unit, so, or it's not a useful unit for me. We'll put it that way. I have many, many, many Red Tome Dancers. I was really afraid I was going to just back out of that foolishly. So, I just don't need him. I'm not going to use him if I get him. There you go. The double May. Building up a May. If only they still had 5-star May in the pool, I could hope to get her there. What's funny about it is it's more likely that I get double Igrene than I get double May. I'm pretty sure. And so, the previous Lord of the Game. Good old Reinhardt. Where am I? Into the 200s. This is getting pretty close. I'm going to have to think through whether or not I'm really committed to getting Igrene. If we get down to 250 orbs, got to think about what else I want. So yeah, there it is. I am curious how other people feel about the state of the game. Is Emblem Ike as much of an irritation to you as he is to me? Again, it just totally flattens the gameplay. It's just like, oh, well, that's what you do, and that's all you do, and that's all you need to do. Ugh. I already have both of the greens, so I'm like, okay, if I get a 4-star Seedall, that's not the worst thing. Yeah, good luck pronouncing this guy's name. I think it's Skahak. I could be wrong. It's got extra accents on it. It's like, it's a Japanese game. You shouldn't be giving me weird European spelling thingies, right? And yet here we are. Smoke. You get these wheels with many, many of the stone you're looking for, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. But then you go through them and you don't get what you were looking for, and you're like, oh, that was painful. So, what you gonna do? We're gonna get a lot of smoke, and then no green, and that's gonna make me sad. Rocher. Coyote's Faithful. Let's go here. At least we didn't get smoke on that. These doubling up of units, this is kind of funny and kind of annoying. Last one on this. Nope. Sully. Yeah, one of those units that wasn't even good when the game started. And I hit that 40th thing. If only I had FEH Pass, I could now just spark the unit I wanted and walk away. Don't have FEH Pass. This is when being free to play is kind of like, kind of hurts. But I have chosen to work under the constraints of being free to play, so I mean, there you go. I feel, I guess the reason I do it mostly is it's a little bit of a feeling of more like accomplishment when I get stuff done. If I just spent money on the game everything would be easy, and I would have gotten really bored of this game a long time ago. Which isn't to say that I'm not getting close to being bored with the game now, but it would have happened a long time ago. So, but yeah, not having a green right now, it's like, kind of hurts a little bit. But hey, I got an Oboro. Yeah, seamstress. She's good for something, I'm sure. Actually, she's really not. Her fodder's garbage. I think she has rally, defense, and threaten res. I've gotten, I feel like, a lot of Philas. Philas? How many orbs am I at? So yeah, just about done. This is going to be the last wheel coming up. Chilling Wind, Iceberg, Pegasus Flight. Yeah, just Pegasus Flight, I guess that's good to have that as a beginning thing. So this is the last wheel for... Oh, what a kick in the jimmy. So, yeah, this is the last wheel. I will not be getting a green. Got to think about whether or not I'm going to spend more orbs for her later. Good old Selena. All right. Okay. There is actually other summoning to be done, and so let's get to that. Yeah, I'm 1 orb short. I've spent 199 orbs. Let's go spend on the other stuff. I will spend on all the reds here. Good lord. Which was the other really good one? Blue? Green? Let's go with green. So, the new Golveg is a unit that my playstyle, I'm like, oh, that's a unit that I would probably use a lot. And, but I don't feel like I have orbs for her right now. And the playstyle, the hit and run playstyle that I use, I'm already getting wins, so I don't feel like I really need her. So, I feel like, why are you not summoning for a unit that's great for your playstyle? Because I don't think I need her to win. Haven't spent on this yet. Going on colorless and then green. I do not have Golveg. I would like to have Golveg. She's a unit that I would probably use, at least on D-lines occasionally. Do I need her? It's probably better for me to spend my orbs trying to get merges on my offensive mythics, which will then be useful every other season, rather than Golveg, who would be useful like every 6th season, which is to say not very often. Smoke. They keep on showing off the Emerin. They keep on showing off the Emerin. This is a little bit of a like a, oh, do I summon on both of them? And I'm like, no, I'm not spending my orbs here. So yeah, it's a little bit risky, but you know, you make the decisions, you make your decisions. And it's kind of like, it's better to make your decisions beforehand and know what you're about to do, and then kind of stick to it. What was I thinking? Green. I don't have the Desert Altina, and I like the Camilla as a merge project. I'm not expecting her to become one. So this is Julia. I have summoned a lot of Julias. She's getting close to being plus 10. I think this is probably about the 7th or 8th merge that I'll have on Julia. She's a Gen 1 unit. Her fodder is garbage. Yeah, garbage. So she becomes a, just a merge on that unit. It's something. It's not something all that interesting, but it's something. How many more? I got 2 more of these. All right. Smoke, no smoke. Okay. Laurent, the Elucidator. Man, who came up with that epithet? I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like, what? The Elucidator? I've had bad luck with that very top stone. All I got was the Elucidator. Huh, didn't get anything there either. Okay. So that banner did not much for me. A merge on Julia. Don't worry, though. There's more stuff for me to summon on, because I've been saving my free summons for a while. This one, let's go on colorless. Let's not go on colorless. Let's go on green. Is it the hero check? Yeah, I don't have Ephraim. Would I use him? Maybe. I think he extends his range, which is powerful. Okay, this is cool. I don't know when I'm ever going to actually use Ascended Merrick, but it's better than not getting anything good. Plus attack is good. Young Merrick was, back in the day, one of my favorite units. So this one might do similarly fun things. Let's go on green again. I don't have the Spring Maria. Try for a merge on Sita. I actually have a merge already on Fallen Maria, so she really doesn't need more copies of her. What do we have next? This one, let's go on blue, try and get a copy of Claude. I do love using the Beach Edelgard. Still have her as one of my main hit and run units or Gale Force units, depending on how things are going. Silas, why did I spend 20,000 feathers getting you to 5 stars? Nobody quite knows. This one's gone red. I haven't seen Harkin in the wild, really, and he strikes me as a unit that some people could use to kind of mess with you, because he has that weird range effect thing. But I don't see him, and, it's like, maybe you do. Maybe I'm just in a weird spot. He probably would work fairly well in summoner duels. But, yeah. Okay. I'm not doing 10 more summons, so let's just go finish this off. This, do I care? Guidance is actually kind of useful. So if I were to get guidance, if I were to get a Tana, I don't get a Tana. I actually have several Tanas in my barracks right now, like 2 or 3, and I'm like, maybe I can spend one of them on just merging her. But I don't use Tana anyways, so really, what do I care? Let's go on green here. Let's not go on green. Let's go on blue, red, blue. Petra, I'm sure she has something interesting. Or not. She's got, I think, Quan. Quan is good for a double rally plus fodder. There we go. I've gotten a lot of Falling Star 5 stars today. Okay, backing out of that. And I think this next one's going to be my last summon. Let's go on colorless. I have all 3 of these units. I don't use any of them. I tried to use Dusel as a tank with Farsave support in a Chaos season, and it went really bad. I mean, like, really badly. Like, I lost 4 matches just in a row, and it's like, okay, not trying this anymore. If you wonder why I don't use units like Emblem Ike to tank, think about that rather poor experience that I had. Okay, so I got one of the 2 units I wanted. I get to contemplate spending more orbs for Igrene, but right now I think it's better to have just kind of walked away. Didn't really get anything else all that interesting. The Myrrh might help my count a little bit, and the Selena, it's going to be fun to use. That's it for me. The next time I'm going to be summoning is going to be for merges on Regan, if you wanted to join me for that, if I actually record it. And if I do go after the Igrene again, I will tape it and post that. But for now, part of being free to play is you really don't get everything you want, and you got to kind of work around that. So that's the way this is going to be. That's it for me. Doog out.